Dimanche Boxing, what's happening, world? Yeah, I'm back at it again on the golf course, showing you different facets of life. I'll take you through the trenches in the morning, and I'll bring you to the golf course for a nice afternoon boxing talk session. You heard? Right. Now, I got one question, man. Edgar Berlanga just got dropped by Top Rank. Obviously, Top Rank has no faith in the kid after he struggled in his last 4 fights after going 16-0 with 16 KOs in the first round. He started to struggle against guys who were journeymen. I mean, even getting dropped by one particular guy, I'm forgetting his name right now, going the distance with guys that he's really supposed to get up out of there. Now, like I said in my previous video, the name of the sport is not called knockout. It's called boxing. But he looked like booty butt cheeks boxing as well. What happened to the great KO streak? And you know the promoters want the KO streaks to stay alive, or at least still knock fellas out in spectacular fashion, in order to build a fighter and build interest in the fighter. And definitely Edgar Berlanga's interest in the boxing game, as far as fans and the promoters alike, has dwindled. But Eddie Hearn has showed interest in signing the super middleweight. And there's been talk about Edgar Berlanga fighting at least 3 world-class or top 10 opponents for 2023 and possibly get a Canelo fight in 2024. Now, Edgar Berlanga, by no stretch of the imagination, deserves any Canelo fighting. Why? Not because Canelo is God or anything. It's because this kid will get smoked, man. That's just the truth about it. I mean, but with that being said, why is there all of a sudden talk about a guy who doesn't even have a home as far as a promotional team? Why is there any talk of Edgar Berlanga whenever there was talk about fellas like Bubu Andrade and or Jose Benavides fighting Canelo, all of a sudden people are haters. These guys are haters, Andrade and Canelo. All of a sudden people are going, the Canelo fans, they frown up their face, especially Canelo. Now he starts speaking English and shit, using all kind of swear words. You know what I mean? When he's talking about Andrade and what's his name? David Benavides. But when it comes to Edgar Berlanga, there's a nice silence. John Ryder, these type of guys. You see, that's what's wrong with boxing these days. The fan bases. The fan bases don't want to see their favorite fighter challenge themselves. They want to see easy knockouts, easy victories in order to say, yeah, my man's still undefeated. Oh, my man's still holding on to undisputed straps. Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, it's not about who you're fighting as far as defending your world titles. It's about who you beat. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna tell me, just like in a Tank Davis situation at lightweight, his fans claim that he has the best resume at lightweight out of all current lightweights. I'm like, boy, please, are you serious? Look, I'm not a fan of Teofimo Lopez by no means. But Teofimo Lopez at least has a Richard Comey and George Kambosos and Lomachenko on his resume. Yeah, he lost to Kambosos, but at least he's fought 3 guys, actually 3 good fighters in a row. Then 3 fighters in a row trump everything that Tank Davis has done his whole career in boxing, period. But, I just don't understand people's the fanaticism, the fanboyism. It's just very juvenile and childish, and it's like, god damn, y'all niggas need a fucking, I don't understand, man. You know? Oh, but with that being said, Edgar Berlanga would make a perfect fight for Canelo and John Ryder for 2023, right? But fellas like Better Beef, That's a no-no. They keep gonna keep him far away from Canoli. David Benavides. All of a sudden, people get angry when you bring that guy's name up to fight Canoli. Why? It's a great stylistic matchup. You know what I mean? He's proven that he's a seek and destroy fighter, David Benavides. Can he do the same against the man Canoli? We'll never know only until they get in the ring. Bobo Andrade will bring a very difficult style matchup as far as skill set, punch placement, southpaw. Just gonna bring all kind of problems for the man Canoli. But nope, his fans don't want to see that fight. You know what I mean? Um, Caleb Plant, Caleb Plant and Canoli and Kovalev were really beating the man Canelo up until they got stopped. Now, props to Canelo for stopping them, right? But if fellas like Caleb Plant and Kovalev, who was washed up and old, were giving the man Canoli problems, what you think a younger David Benavides is going to do? Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's be serious. And as a matter of fact, I'm looking forward to that WBC eliminator for Caleb Plant versus um, uh, uh, David Benavides. That's going to be a spectacular fight. I wish they did it when it was they both had titles on PBC for unification, WBC and IBF. But as I make this video, the man David Benavides is still undefeated. If Canoli is a bad man like people claim he is, you would think he'd want to take that man's O and give him his first career loss. But that's not in the plans. But we shall see. We shall see if Edgar Berlanga and these type of fighters, John Ryder, gonna get them kind of fights versus Canoli before the people who have actually put in work. You know what I mean? You know, it's funny how nobody had a problem with Caleb Plant versus Canoli, right? But when it's David Benavides, they claim David Benavides ain't fought nobody. What was so great about the man Caleb Plant's resume before that? The very first world champion he ever beat in his life was Caleb Truex. It's ridiculous, man. I hate boxing fans, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. Boxing fans are the weirdest motherfuckers, man. These fellas will go hard and even try to slit your throat just for a man that they love who comes to the ring wearing no shirt. I don't know if they like fellas' pecs, they nipples or what, or how they back look when they throwing a punch. But boxing fans, let me not say boxing fans, let me take that back. Fanboys or fighters, you know what I mean? Fanboys or fighters. I told y'all, man, when it comes to boxing fans, I've debated fellas whether it comes to basketball and or NFL, stuff that I know, because I ain't going to debate somebody a sport I don't know about. I've debated fellas in boxing. And by far, boxing fans be the dumbest motherfuckers when it comes to debating about boxers. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, but we shall see, man. Why Edgar Berlanga is all of a sudden in talks about getting a Canoli fight when he's done absolutely nothing except look like hot garbage in his last 4 fights. But fellas like David Benavides, Bobo Andrade, these fellas, you mentioned their name with Canoli. The Canoli fans, man, they start turning red and shit. They start foaming out the mouth, getting all upset, starting using racial slurs and racial epitomes. It's disgusting. But here we are, 2023. Time will tell, like I always say in my vids, you know what I mean? I used to say time will tell whether Devin Haney and Kambosos will fight in 2021, 2023. That fight never happened. And them fellas, that nut-ass dude, Teofimo Lopez, rather than fight for undisputed, decided to fight a mandatory who beat the shit out of him. B-Marsh Boxing, man. I'm going to catch y'all fellas on the next one, y'all. I'm gone. Peace.